Hey guys, welcome back to I'm Just a Fan with your host Ben. And today we're going to be talking about the Sixers signing Caleb Martin and what this means for the team and what I think this is, going to look like going forward with this season. So the Sixers signed Caleb Martin. Definitely wasn't expecting this today. I was really not, Caleb Martin's not on my radar at this point of free agency. And I really hadn't seen any rumors showing that he was potentially going to come to Philly, so I wasn't even thinking about it. But all of a sudden, I saw my group chat getting blown up with my friends back home, and they're talking that we got Caleb Martin. I was like, really? And then I go on Instagram, I see it. So it is a 4-year deal for $32 million, and I think that's honestly a great price for Caleb Martin. He's a guy that can start for you, but even if he isn't going to start, you can bring him off the bench and he can be a viable scorer. I think this is something that the Sixers needed, and I really like that they also bring this guy away from, the rest of the teams that potentially could have got him. Apparently Miami was still interested as well. He actually ended up turning down a 5-year, $65 million contract last week. That's just what I was seeing, and that really shocked me. I'm not sure if he just didn't want to go back to Miami, or he didn't, he thought he could get some more money on the market, but I guess the market really wasn't being as kind as he thought, so he ended up coming to the Sixers. But hey, that's a great bargain for the Sixers, and $8 million a year for Caleb Martin, I will take that. So let Daryl Morey cook. He's been kind of cooking this offseason, and I got to give him credit for this, because this was a great move, and this only makes the Sixers team even more dangerous. So the Sixers did end up cutting Paul Reed. I just wanted to mention that. Most people that watch basketball aren't really going to know who Paul Reed is, but Paul Reed has been one of the underdogs in the city the last couple of years within our teams. B-Ball Paul out the mud. I played for the G League team we have in Delaware, the Blue Coats. Pretty sure he actually won MVP there, and then ended up being brought up to the Sixers. We never knew if he was going to develop, but the experiment had to end. He just was getting killed this year, specifically in the playoffs. He cannot defend at a high level, and he can't score for his life. He's just not big enough. I think Paul can still fit on another team, but for what the Sixers had his role as, it just wasn't going to work, and it sucks that we got to move on, but at the same time, this is better for the team. I'd rather have Caleb Martin than Paul Reed, but I just want to say shout out Paul Reed. You were not under, you were very appreciated in this city. People, we appreciate what you did. I'm not saying you were a star or anything, but you hustled, and I just, appreciate you grinding and even getting your way onto the first team with the Sixers, going from the G League. So I just want to say thank you, Paul Reed. You brought a lot of energy to this team. You brought a lot of energy to the city. I hope the best for you in your career, and I'm excited to see where you go, because I know you'll be getting picked up by some type of team. So kind of just talking about what this does for the Sixers, I feel like this really helps them again. It just gives them another guy that can score. It's another shooter for Embiid. It's just, again, more spacing. Kind of what I was saying in my Celtics, or not my Celtics video, my video when we signed Paul George. I want the Sixers to not necessarily copy the Celtics, but I really do want to start spacing this team a little bit more with Embiid, and just kind of getting a little bit more guys that are a little bit lengthier and that can still shoot the three. And I feel like that's what this move brings with Caleb Martin. And going forward, I really don't think there's too much the Sixers need to do. Yes, of course they still need to make a couple more moves, but I would like to see maybe another 4 be brought in. I'm hearing that the Sixers have been showing interest in, I forget which Morris brother, but one of the Morrises. And if that is true, I guess you start him at the 4, and then you'd have a starting roster of Maxey, maybe Caleb Martin or Bledsoe. I guess depends on what they want to do. Or excuse me, Bledsoe. Eric Gordon. Oh my God. Paul George, then Morris, and then Embiid. I don't mind that. And then you still have some depth as well on the bench, especially with McCain now and Bona, the big man they drafted. So I'm liking how this team's shaping up. Still got a couple more moves to make, but just wanted to get this out there because I thought this was another great signing by the Sixers. And this is, again, on paper, we'll see how this ages in 2 to 3 years, but this has been one of the better off seasons for the Sixers in a long time, and I'm honestly very excited going into next season, which is something I didn't think you were going to tell me even, let's say, a week and a half ago. I wasn't feeling as good about this team, so I'm very excited to see where we go. As I was saying earlier, I'm excited to see where we go this year. I'm so excited to see how this team gels, and just let's pray this team stays healthy. But let me know in the comments what you think about this team. What do you expect for the Sixers this year? And if you liked the video, give me a like, subscribe to my my YouTube channel. I'm going to be making a lot more of this type of content, so stick with me. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching this video, and I appreciate you just you're giving your time to me. So thank you, and you guys have a great rest of your day. Go Sixers.